I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs, fantasies, and fetishes? Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason.
voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is back in the building. Here we go. Here the fuck we go. I got another amazing topic. Welcome to the Voice of Reason show. If this is your first time tuning into the Voice of Reason, please understand what it is that I do. I bring beautiful women in on heavy topics. You underdig? The beautiful ladies, they come in, they chime in, they get at me. They be angry. Guess who's back in the building? Angry Smurf has returned. You know, people was like, well, damn, where Angry Smurf? I get that at least 5 times a show. Joelle Comedy
That's right.
has showed back up. The last time she was here was when Corey Holcomb was here,
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, I missed that day.
you know. Listen, we are broadcasting live on my YouTube page, The Zoe What Show. Please go there and subscribe right now if you want to take a sneak peek inside of the studio and what's going on. Please, please, please go there, check us out right now. But people who are in the chat room, if you want to hear the callers and, you know, everything else in the studio, go to www.dashradio.com/talk. That's what I want you to do. Go there now, or you can download the Dash Radio app. That's a good way to do it. On this show, you're going to hear statements like go deeper, meaning expound. Speak on it, meaning get it off your chest. Say more, meaning, hey, you got a few more things to say out of this motherfucker.
Right.
You got a little bit longer to do what you need to do. You're also going to hear I could smoke a bag of that if I smoke, meaning I agree.
Right.
You underdig?
But you don't smoke.
I don't smoke.
Allegedly.
Angry Smurf.
So wait a minute.
You don't think you
Hold on.
I've never considered it.
I ain't got the brown lips of the smoker.
So I don't.
I don't.
Lips.
You smoke? Well, you got on lipstick.
I smoke all the time.
You smoke overtime.
All the time.
Me too.
Is that white? What? Oh, never.
Other thing, don't try me.
I know I don't smoke, nigga. Don't try to say allegedly just because you're a smoker.
Somebody said they
I'm
are.
gonna change her name from Angry Smurf to Baby Poopy.
Wait, baby, poopy.
Baby Puff Puff.
Little puff puff.
Hilarious.
This is Dash Talk, the space where your limiting beliefs get bitch slapped. You underdig? The space where your fears get punked. I pat your fears down for change. Lunch money, nigga. Run the jewels, bitch. I'm sorry.
Pocket chip.
I'm sorry. I'm in here. You're listening to Dash Talk. This is the station where we cover, you know, some of the deepest conversations, whether they be relationships, economics, politics, religion, the whole 9 yards. The name of the show is The Voice of Reason because we try to bring some similitude of understanding and reason to very complex conversations surrounding relationships. And one of the most meaningful ways I do that is to bring people in, like Donnie Keith.
Hey, AKA Peaches.
She was named Peaches by the chat room, right?
Like,
Yes.
They
you
just
guys
saw
did
you
that.
and was like, that's Peaches.
Okay, Peaches like everybody, auntie, cousin, and everything.
Peaches. Cousin Peaches.
oh wow, I thought it was because they saw her in that orange shirt with them big old hoopla boopla doo.
Ah.
I said peaches.
Well,
It could have been that too.
well, if that's the case, then it wouldn't have been Peaches. It would have been Pumpkin.
Oh shoot.
Pumpkin.
You're right, so that's not the reason.
Yeah.
Hey, Pumpkin.
Okay.
I'm gonna call her Pumpkin now. Peaches is dead. She's Pumpkin now. Okay. And then we bring in people like my home girl, Mimi.
What's up?
Done some things in her life.
Okay.
Done made some mistakes. Done made some money. Done made some moves. And about to make some more.
That's right.
Still fine. Still making moves and making it crack. Mimi Dukes is in the building.
What's up?
And then, of course, she's random. She's a irregular regular.
What?
Shows up when she wants to. Gets mad at guests on the air.
No, I don't.
You didn't get mad at Chris Spencer's wife?
Who, the light skinned girl?
The little Latino sister that
Oh, she was
there.
like Latino?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get mad at her on air?
She was extra.
Unprofessional Angry Smurf is in the building. We love it when she's here.
Yes,
The voice
we
of
do.
reason is about to go ham and eggs, but you know, as is commonplace, before I can even get into the topic, I've got to do some side promotions. Got to promote a few things, man, and I love promoting black-owned businesses, but I'll promote anybody. Anybody, right?
Right.
So let's get right then. What do I have here in front of me? Hey, you see this a prayer warrior cap? This company out of Atlanta reached out to me. We are prayerwarriors.com.
Duh.
And they partnered with the Voice of Reason and the So What Morning Show, and they're selling their t-shirts here that say Prayer Warriors. They're selling the cap that says Prayer Warriors. We are prayerwarriors.com. Anybody who knows me knows that I do not get down with dogma, but I am 100% down with prayer.
That's right.
You know, dig, prayer, meditation, all of that. I'm about that. A whole bunch of people praying for one particular purpose. That's power.
That's right.
So these people here are doing some real good things. Please, please, please go to their website right now. We are Prayer Warriors, and get your Prayer Warrior t-shirt. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you.
That's what I'm talking about. Prayer warriors.
Bam.
That is my life right there. I might need me that.
You in the dig?
feel me?
You figured it?
Prayer and warrior.
Yeah, let's fight for this positivity. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, dude. Okay, cool. Back again. Here we go. Total Package Energy. Now, you guys have heard me rave about it.
Oh, yes.
One day, my homeboy came in, Phil. He had just been attacked by a burrito and was suffering from the itis. I ain't never seen Phil sleepy like this. Phil was drowsy. And Phil don't be asking people for shit. Phil from the Bay. He don't be trying to holler at niggas for nothing. He like, nigga, I can't ask nobody for nothing. That's like signing a contract with a nigga.
Right.
Nigga Phil is street savvy. He know what's up. So Phil comes to me and says, hey, Zoe, what's up with Total Package Energy shit, man? I said, what's wrong with you, my nigga? He lost the fight to a delicious burrito. Nah, he was probably out the night before because Phil be clubbing. Phil is young. This nigga be at the club. His Instagram be lit. You know what I mean?
Oh, shoot.
This nigga be like, we in here, nigga. We out here, nigga. That's Phil's Instagram,
I can
right?
see that too.
That's
Turned
right,
up.
turned up.
But he was like, yo, man, you got one of them shots? I gave him an energy shot, and about 5 minutes later, he was like, nigga, that shit really worked, fool. He took a whole bottle. That shit worked. People don't understand. This is a real situation. Go to totalpackageenergy.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Please go get, I want to sell 40 cases before the end of the month.
Right.
I mean, we could do that. We got more than 40 people in the chat room right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You under dig? In the chat room on YouTube, I want you guys to hit the like button, the share button, the chat, the super chat. Do all of that. You under dig? Let everybody know that you're watching The Voice of Reason. Let's get this show trending on
Right.
YouTube right now. And also, don't forget, go to totalpackageenergy.com and support that movement. Also, I am promoting a book called The New Drug. Let me break down the synopsis of The New Drug. Set in the DMV, in DC specifically, this, oh God.
Look, I'm waiting.
I'm so sick of Angry Smurf.
I didn't even do nothing.
She just had to acknowledge that she's from the DC area, the DMV area. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Love where you're from. Okay, thank you. The book is called The New Drug. It is authored by I Believe Me. That is the author. I Believe Me. The New Drug. The New Drug is a novel about aliens that enter the Washington, D.C. area and discover various uses for black people. The aliens then hire elite black people to go procure the services of other black people. Oh man, this is a crazy book. Y'all should go check it out. Zoe Williams has
sounds like a
recommended
good
it.
one.
And I don't do fiction, but hey, let's support this book, The New Drug. All right?
It sounds like V or something.
Look at this. I got both pair of these right here. Ooh, I got both of these.
Is that suede or linen?
It's suede.
That's dope.
Okay, but they don't know what we're talking about. So let's make it clear. I'm on the AndroidOhm.com website. Android Ohm is a luxury sneaker brand that is designed here in Los Angeles, but handmade in Italy and Portugal and Spain.
Wow.
You under
I
dig?
like that.
I got on the Sunset boots right now, the black ones,
Mm-hmm.
the suede piece. You under dig? Luxury sneaker brand, handmade in Europe. Listen, if you go to their website right now, it's Android, like the phone, Ohm, HOMME.com, AndroidOhm.com. You go there right now, you put in Zoe Williams, that's ZOWILLIAMS, you get 25% off.
Awesome.
And they're also having a sale. Even though you can't combine the sale and the discount code. Sorry.
Okay, one or the
Oh.
other.
One or the
Okay.
other pimps. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a luxury sneaker brand.
You can't be greedy.
Well, put the code in.
Put the code in. You under dig?
Yeah.
AndroidOhm.com. Please continue to support them. Also, OriginalBodyLA.org. Listen, they sell this right here. If you're from Los Angeles, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but people who are listening from Los Angeles, you know about Simply Wholesome.
Oh,
Right.
This product is sold at Simply Wholesome.
Oh, I love
So it's
Simply
good
Wholesome.
for you.
This shit is called the Spice of Life Tonic.
Really?
When I tell you damn near every herb in the known world is in this bottle.
Oh.
The dude told me, because I said, how much of it should I drink? He said, listen, bruh. He said, think of it as, you know, scotch. Think of it as, so I said, is alcohol in this shit? He said, no, there's no alcohol in it, Zoe, but it's strong. It's not something you can just drink down. You know, garlic, turmeric, capsicum. You know what capsicum is, right? Cayenne pepper, yellow dock, all types of shit. It's in there. And it's very good for you. It's called Spice of Life. Go to originalbodyla.com. All right, originalbodyla.com. Excuse me, .org. That's .org. www.originalbodyla.org. Go there right now and tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Originalbodyla.org and order the 16-ounce bottle of the Spice of Life. All right, now, Now that all the promotion and all of that chicanery is out of the way, let's get serious. Let's turn this up. Let's get serious. Let's go. Let me get a little volume on that. Turn that up a little bit. I want y'all to get into the vibe with me. The Voice of Reason is live on Dash Radio. And we about to get real deep into this relationship shit. I got some women in the building. They're itching to get busy. I don't even know if y'all could handle today's topic.
Oh, shoot.
Maybe you can. Can I set it up? Do I have your permission to set it up?
Go right ahead.
All right, let's do it this way then. So we've been having these conversations about the Renaissance woman being better educated, right? Having more resources, having to rewrite her expectations for what men are to bring to the table, understanding how economics have affected our relationships, understanding how, because of economics, we've become kind of like toxic, like there's toxic ambition in our relationships. Meaning, white people get to just say, you know what, let's just live and fill each other out and see where we are, and whereas with us, we always got to be building something. Because we're always trying to catch up. We're always trying to gain footing. So we've had all of these various kinds of conversations, right? Economics, religion, all types of shit has come into play on the Voice of Reason.
Right.
So today, I wanted to do a topic that summed it up. Because if I can ask a question to the chat room, on YouTube, to the listeners on Dash Radio, and to the ladies in studio, can you say unequivocally that you've gained something from this process?
Oh, yes.
Right? Just listening to the conversations, participating in the conversations.
Oh, yes.
Have you, listening to the insight from the ladies in studio, from the people on the chat, have you learned something?
100%.
Okay.
Me too.
Because I try to bring in different kind of people. Antonio Moore. Antonio Moore brought in Tommy Curry, the professor down at Texas A&M, author of the book Man Not. So the whole purpose of this experiment is about to rest on the shoulders of today's topic.
Oh,
Right?
about to get real.
Everything we've ever discussed is going to have to be ferreted out, fleshed out in today's topic. But before I get to that, go to IamZoeWilliams.com and pick up my latest CD, Love Matters Revealed. Right? Me and Dr. Alan Berger. Amazing CD, double CD, very powerful thing. Go there right now. IamZoeWilliams.com. Order Love Matters Revealed. Also, get your copy of the Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship paperback version from Amazon.com. Now, we're at 25 copies. That means we've sold a copy a day. We're at the 25th of April. We've sold 25 copies in the month of April. I asked for 75. We're a third of the way there. Okay, cool. All right, so today's topic. Are you ready?
Yes.
After all the shit we've been through, after all the topics we've covered, limiting beliefs, domestic violence, trauma, mama issues, daddy issues, here comes the topic. Relationship goals. What are real relationship goals? You see the hashtag relationship goals. They'll put it up when they see Beyonce and Jay. Oh, relationship goals. They'll put it up when they see what's Cardi B and her dude. What's his name? Offset. They'll relationship goals. They'll put it up whenever they see some black successful couple together that say relationship goals.
Right.
Knowing damn well.
Well, they don't even know what's going on in the relationship. They just see
So-
what
Right.
So now, with everything y'all have learned, with everything you've gained, what is considered a realistic relationship goal? Now, we've already opened up some shit and showed y'all what some unrealistic relationship goals are. He supposed to love me forever. We killed that.
Right.
Dead.
Relationship is supposed to be built on trust. We killed that too. I know some of y'all don't even agree with their, with our assessment of trust, but that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. We want you to call in with your disagreements. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. I want to hear what your reasonable, feasible, right? Realistic relationship goals are. Right now, Mimi, I need 2 realistic relationship goals from you. And listen, if I hear that bullshit, hallelujah. If I hear just a little bit of feces, of gaminess, I'm gonna come for it. You understand? All right. 2 relationship goals that are realistic. Let's go.
I think one is someone that you feel like you can go on this life journey with. So someone that you can move in life with. The second one would be how, this has always been important to me, the vibe I have with the person, the connection. That really tops everything for me because we could sit in the corner and I'd be happy because I love the connection. Where you're with someone you really don't like, you want to get the hell out the corner and get the fuck away from them. So I need somebody I can spend every day just sitting there, and I love it, and I respect them, and they respect me.
Is respect, wanting respect, needing respect, a realistic relationship goal? Call me right now, 323-230-4610. I love what Mimi just brought to the table. Angry Smurf. 2 realistic relationship goals are required and requested of you right now. Go in.
I like what Mimi said. I would say like chemistry, like having like undeniable chemistry for each other and like that infatuation for each other.
Okay,
Like,
so let me ask you this. If you were broke and the chemistry was great,
Yeah.
would you be happy?
yeah.
Let's go. It's getting deeper right now. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. Finish your thought, Angry Smurf.
Yeah, so like that's the main thing because like you said, like Mimi said, you can't get sick of each other. Like you can just be with each other, and it's like you just enjoying each other's company no matter what. That means that even when you get in an argument, you can get over it quick because it's like it's nothing is like that serious, or unless depending on the situation or the circumstance of the argument.
addiction of it.
Yeah. Never mind it. So depending on the I'm saying like petty little, you don't like nag at them, or you don't pick at each other.
The sheriffs will be here tomorrow, but I love you.
And then I think a second one would be like I don't know the word for it to like sum it up, but just like having each other's best interests in a way. So like encouraging each other all the time, or just like actually really caring about each other's like success. I think is important because having that like support is to me is like relationship goals. Like even like when you bring it up like how people always say hashtag relationship goals like Beyonce and Jay-Z. A lot of people are saying that now for Tiana Taylor and Iman because they have their show. He supports her, she supports him. So it's like that type of support in both endeavors, and it's not like, oh, I'm at work and I don't have time for you type of thing. It's like you're able to have busy lives and still coexist and support each other, and it doesn't like take away from the relationship.
Nice. You came back with a bang. We love it. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. You're listening to the Voice of Reason. I be he. The number to dial one more time is 323-230-4610. Tonight's topic is unrealistic relationships or relationship expectations versus realistic ones. Do you have any realistic relationship expectations? we've got our girl in the building. I'm gonna call her Pumpkin.
No, God.
Hey, Pumpkin.
Hi.
Yeah, come on in here, Donnie Keith. I want to know your perspective.
Well, to be realistic about my relationship goal would be to just enjoy dinner first with the dude. You know?
You know, that shit is cool right
Yeah,
there.
to just enjoy dinner
Can we
and a
sit down and eat
movie.
together?
You know,
Shit.
can we just sit here and watch this and laugh together? You know, that's not, I'm a easy person to get along with. So that's a realistic goal, is to laugh with you, to like you.
You know what I saw yesterday?
What?
That fucked me up.
What?
It fucked me up. It fucked me up in a good way.
What was it?
I'm here all day on my day off
Mm-hmm.
because we had a meeting.
Okay.
You know, dig? So I'm up here with the boss,
Whoa.
and he has this tub of mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
The OG mac and cheese you used to eat when you came home from school.
Kraft. Yeah.
Kraft mac and cheese. It's there.
Don't sleep on
It's
it.
on the Tupperware side of the game. You know the dig?
Right.
It's warm. There's condensation in there. You know it was made with love.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then there's a post-it on top of it.
What did it say?
It said, "I love you."
Simple.
That fucked me up.
I like shit like that.
Some simple, see, that kind of shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That shit wasn't Big Mama's mac and cheese.
No.
That wasn't 12 cheese mac and cheese.
Right.
You know the dig? That was Kraft.
The Kraft says I love you good though.
Right.
You never know. The boss was probably like, "That's my shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with that kind of Kraft mac and..." Hey, Phil. J Love, nigga. We kicking it with J Love. He got the Kraft mac and cheese right there, my nigga. with the post-it on top of it. I love you.
His wife made that box just for him.
The end of it? This your box, my nigga.
And I love you.
I love you, nigga. I'm sending your ass to work with this here.
Right.
You under dig? Sometimes we get so caught up in trying to have everything that we miss out on exactly what it is we got.
Right.
You know what? Somebody told me this. I don't know who told me this, but somebody said, in order to have what you want, you must first learn to want what you already have.
Right.
Whoa. I like that.
We like some motherfucking perennial chasers out of this motherfucker. That's what I
Right.
keep saying about building. Oh, let's build. We gotta build something. I'm not saying building is bad, but I'm saying if all you got is building, what do you have after whatever you're building is built?
Right.
You understand? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. Call us right now. I want to hear what's going on in your life. Sometimes your expectations, the pursuit of them, make you a goal digger.
Right.
Yes.
I don't know how that resonated.
It resonates deep because, I mean, you think about all the people around you and their relationships and the conversations they're having. You just met this guy and you're already trying to change him into the goals you have set for you.
Go deeper.
Okay, I'm ready to buy a house. Nigga, are you ready to help me buy this house? I have a friend that ruined a relationship that was new by checking the man's credit and getting involved in his finances to make him buy this house that he might not have been ready for. Of course, they're broke up now. They never made it to the altar because you went too far. You got to make sure you even supposed to be together before a house is like buying it. It's like a child. You know, that's something you're going to be stuck with for 30 years.
Wow. Goal digging. The expectations of your relationships have taken on so much importance that sometimes you wind up loving them more than you love him or
Right.
Mm.
Right.
her. I know y'all didn't expect this nigga to come in here and do this shit to you, okay? But that's what we doing.
Right.
Shit, how can we learn to love?
Hmm.
Like, really? Listen, if a slave could love,
Right.
slaves ain't got shit. They didn't have nothing.
Well, I think all they had was love.
I want to hear your goals. What are your goals? Right? And what do you want out of your relationship? Somebody should call me right now, 323-230-4610. The best relationship goals. Is it a realistic relationship goal to have the concept in place? We are one, not two. Or is it more realistic to say we are two and not one?
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to hear that question now.
I hear it.
Is it more realistic to say we are one and not two, or we are two and not one? Which is the more realistic goal for a healthy relationship? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Tiffany, I need to know what you think. Is it more realistic to think that we are two, or is it more realistic to think that we are one?
Two. Like individual, even when you're in a group. You can have synergy, which is group energy, moving, even thinking as one, but it only works if you still retain your own personal autonomy. So that's where a lot of relationships or women feel abused or they're overly submissive because I realize like, oh, I am only this relationship. I am only what we are. The healthiest relationships are when those two people are still able to work together collaboratively, but still retain their autonomy.
Stay with me. Stay there in that space. Can a woman actually blame a man for her becoming emotionally enmeshed?
No.
So really, it's her fault.
Yeah.
That she then flips her, or it's the person's fault that they then flip around and blame their partner for becoming lost in them, right? The loss of identity. Say more about that.
Well, I can even speak from my personal place. Like, I felt guilty because I realized I had allowed myself to become the relationship. And, like, I knew better. Like, I'm a professional. I coach people through this all the time and didn't even realize without the help of outside, friends and family saying, like, wait, you have lost you. You're operating as this relationship versus as yourself, and that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And it took that, my trust and love and respect of those people to realize, like, oh, I allowed that to happen. It's not even necessarily like he demanded that or commanded it. It was more like my perspective of what he was commanding and demanding, that I allowed that to become that way. And so that's then where guilt and shame comes in. A lot of people get stuck there, but I was like, no, I can grow past guilt and shame.
Would you say the person is abusing themselves?
Yes.
I need somebody. Where's the tap dance music?
That's what that sound like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will blame their partner and then label them as an abuser.
Right.
That's
when in
not.
fact the abuse is coming from within.
Exactly. That person may still be doing, have abusive behaviors, but it's your responsibility to acknowledge it and say, am I going to tolerate this or am I going to move along?
Wow.
And once you make the choice to stay and quote unquote tolerate, you have now chosen to allow that to happen to yourself.
All right, I gotta just take a quick break real quick. Rel Mac just dropped $49 using the super chat. He said something that is, first off, let me just say thank you, Rel Mac.
Thank you.
But he said
Thank
something
you.
that I felt is, it's dear to me. He said, been getting this awesome content for free long enough. Finally able to super chat. Much love, VOR family.
That's right.
And again, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Rel Mac just used the super chat option to support this channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Back to the discussion. See, let me just say this. We are one in a spiritual sense. Remember what I said. Now, relationships are divided, right, into social construct and spiritual. Now, wherever there's spirit, there's initiation. So, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're being initiated into the school, or as I said in the relationship dismount, the university of you.
Right.
That's the only way you can see your bullshit is by relating with someone. How the fuck you gonna be a stand-up 100% motherfucker and got bullshit people around you?
Right.
The bullshit in you is asking the bullshit in them to commune so they can reconcile themselves. That's what it's about. You can't be solid, just 100% solid and experience bullshit. You just can't.
Right.
It's just not how relationship works. And because you're always a work in progress, there's always going to be new layers of your own dysfunction being revealed to you through the vehicle of relationship. So again, when we start talking about the expectation, you got to ask the question, am I expecting my partner to protect my flaw?
I would hope not.
That's called a coping mechanism.
Or if you are, be real about it. Like, I'm pretty open about, like, my finances is not where I want them to be. You know, like,
Say
I'm pretty open about
Speak
it.
on it. Talk.
So I'm pretty, like, transparent about, not necessarily I'm dating you for money, but if you have it and you're an investor and you believe and you invest in the places that I'm investing. Now, again, I teach people, like, don't ever ask your friends with money to invest in shit that isn't in their area. If you have a friend that's in fitness, don't ask him to invest in real estate. Don't make fucking sense. But if I'm doing something in the realm in which you typically invest in, I'm gonna ask. I don't expect you to do it, but I'm gonna ask, and you have the right to say no. But that's where I'm at in life. So I'm like, I wear my weaknesses out there so people are aware of them, so they know what I'm working on. Like, yeah, I am working on my finances, and if you feel so inclined to help with that, that's dope. But again, the difference is between asking doesn't mean expectation. And that's what I train people in. Like, yeah, closed mouths don't get fed, so you may as well ask it, but just know the expectation is not to receive. It's just to get a response. You know, sales, like, it's, 1 in 10 is typical sales. So it's like, you ask 10 people, you probably get 1 yes. So that's where I teach the difference between asking doesn't mean you expect to get it.
Right.
I can smoke about that. Angry Smurf. I'm gonna ask you this. Right? And I think it's fair.
I think you're about to come for me. That's why you laughing.
Why do you think I'm about to come
Because
for you?
you do that for your own entertainment.
I come for you for my entertainment. Wow.
Proceed.
Why you do me like that? That's not where I'm at.
We'll see. What's the question? You gonna change it?
Yes. Let me ask you this question. What are some realistic expectations for intimate couples for dealing with conflict?
Good one.
Right? You understand? Like, we two human beings, we're gonna have disagreements. We're gonna have fights even. I love the way Dr. Mark Goulston broke it down. He said sometimes having a real ugly fight, and he didn't say violent,
Right.
but he was like just a knockdown, drag out fight with your partner shows you how your partner shows up when they're against the wall. Right? And vice versa, right? So my question is, what are some reasonable expectations for when you guys get into a knockdown, drag out situation? Is it reasonable to say, after we go through this knockdown, drag out situation that is inevitable, it's probably going to happen, we should never hold grudges? Is it unrealistic to say we can't hold grudges? We got to let our love win out.
It's not unrealistic, but I'm just trying to make sure things that were said during this argument wasn't like unforgivable, because you know how some people hit below the belt and it's like, oh, so your real feelings came out, and then it might be something that you have to address, and it's not something you could just let go, because like, wait, why did you say that? Where is this coming from? So I think it's not unrealistic, but it's all depends. It's like circumstantial.
This is why I'm saying people are in relationship for comfort. They're
Right,
not in
exactly.
relationship for growth.
Exactly.
Right.
Because based off of your answer, if you say something that hurts me, because guess what? People who love you hurt you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask your family.
Right. Come on. now.
Hello.
You talking.
Ask your peoples. You know, people that the closest motherfuckers have the greatest opportunity and take the most advantage in hurting you.
Right.
It'd be the stranger that got your back.
Come on
Right.
now.
Every time.
Just on some, that's some wrong shit. Don't do that to them.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker right next to you be like, let me see how this nigga gonna respond.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You ever dig? You be like, that's the nigga that's supposed to be down with me.
Because I feel like sometimes when that happens, it's like they almost prey on who they can take advantage of. Because
Right.
it's like, I've been around you, like, wow, how could so-and-so do this to me, as opposed to someone who is a stranger and they will genuinely have your back because they, like, morally, like, I'm not involved in the situation. I can be like, this is not cool, like, and defend someone, as opposed to someone that's been around you and they're like, that just shows their character, because they was obviously praying, like, trying to see what you can get away with.
Right. So what's a realistic
And
conflict? Like, you know, expectation. Like, we're gonna deal with this.
I
this
think
way.
what's realistic is to always just at the end of the argument and the words is to have a normal conversation about what y'all were arguing about, but not being so combative. Because I think sometimes, like, when you're in the heat of the moment, you get like very argumentative and just start saying stuff back and forth. But like for me, sometimes I can, depending on the person, we can just be like, all right, after like a while, and just like, so I didn't mean for it to come out like this, but this is just my issue, and
Right.
they just say it in a way that can be received in a better way, as opposed to just going for blows. So I think that's realistic to just.
So could this be realistic? I'm gonna throw this at all of you, and I want to hear everybody's perspective. Could this be realistic as it pertains to conflict? Let's just be cool with the fact that if you say something hurtful, I'm gonna hold a grudge for a while. Because that's most people,
Right.
right? A lot of these concepts and ideas that we have about forgiveness, it takes an extraordinary high level of consciousness to be able to walk away from some hurtful shit that somebody you really love said to you in the heat of the moment. So would it be safer and more realistic to say, I'm gonna be pissed, I'm gonna be vindictive, I'm gonna be on some silent treatment shit, I'm gonna be withholding. It's gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna be in a fucked up place with you for a while.
Right.
Now, if I grow up, if this situation evolves me and I become somebody other than who I am right now making this pact,
Uh-huh.
this is probably, there's 96% chance I'm gonna turn to be this motherfucker. Is that more realistic?
That's not a
Lady?
relationship goal.
I know it's not a goal, but if you go to the table and say, this is where I am in my development, and you have to accept me at this stage of my development. A lot of times we're not accepting the partner we got.
Right.
We think we own the motherfucking manufacturing team building the partner we want.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Right. But wouldn't it be more realistic to say, this is who I'm gonna be? Tip?
Well, it is more realistic, and it goes in line with something that I talk about all the time, which is like emotional articulation and emotional intelligence, to be able to identify where you're at emotionally. Yeah, I'm a fucking grudge holder, and I'm gonna hold it for a little bit, but I'm gonna try to work past it. But to be honest, the typical grudge holder isn't at that emotional articulation place. So that's the difficulty. The typical people who are holding grudges are the people who don't have the articulation or the intelligence to say that to you and communicate that to their partner, which leaves both of you at a disadvantage. You're so, like, you lack the self-reflection to identify that's who you are.
Wow.
You know, whereas for me, I'm not necessarily a grudge holder, but I articulate to my partner. There's sometimes I am an overthinker, overprocessor. I'm not necessarily mad or holding a grudge, but I'm gonna be, processing this for a day or two.
Right.
We still gonna be cool. I'm gonna treat you respectfully. But just know I might not be going up and above for you like I normally do. Like we gonna be good, but just let me process. And then we'll come back and address it once I've had some space. But again, that's because I'm at a different place with my emotional intelligence or articulation to be able to communicate that to my partner.
Bags of that are being smoked. Bags of that.
But the typical grudge holder, is the reason they're holding grudges is because they don't have that articulation or intelligence or self-awareness. So that's the difficulty for them to communicate their need. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna hold a grudge for a minute.
Hold on.
Like, what's a minute? Like,
Wait,
the
wait,
fuck?
wait, wait, hold on. Somebody in the
over it.
chat room, I'm shouting him out, Alpha Logic, just said, what the fuck is emotional intelligence? Then beneath that, he says, making shit up as we go, huh?
No, emotional intelligence is just that. The ability to identify the emotions you're feeling, to identify a range and experience a range of emotions, and then again communicate that to other humans. It's very, again, I'm speaking from a psychological place because that's how I'm trained,
Right.
but that's the difficulty in our communities that we see in schools as a former school social worker, is we are legitimately not teaching each other the range of emotions, the actual vocabulary, like what is this feeling, what is this feeling, what is this feeling, what does angry look like, what does happy, sad look like, and communicate that to others.
And then explain emotional vocabulary, please.
They go hand in hand. So emotional vocabulary is, again, the vocabulary that comes with the range of emotions.
So you can put a label to what you're feeling.
A label to what you're feeling.
How about that, smart ass? Like, I love smart, dumb niggas.
Right.
So we making up shit. Really?
Right.
How many books have you read on this subject, my nigga?
Right.
Oh, don't ask me, because that is intensely overwhelming. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, for these folks.
Like, it chafes a nigga.
Right.
Not
To be
chase.
sitting at the round table with the dunce. Nigga, you supposed to be in the corner with the pointy cap on.
Right.
Right.
But this is the issue that we have with the relationships, is like, because we lack the vocabulary and the intelligence to identify our emotions. Like, here's the thing I have with people. They'll be like, oh, you're angry. I'll be like, no, I'm irritated. And because they don't have the vocabulary or the intelligence, they don't know the difference.
What's the
Right.
distinction between irritation and anger?
Anger is like upset. I'm heated. Irritation is like, oh, that rubbed me the wrong way. Let me process why.
Right.
Like, and they're subtle. They're very subtle. But to be able to know the difference helps you know, like, what I need and how I'm going to respond to you in that situation.
And then there's a difference between anger and frustration.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Well, and anger usually comes from a passion, emotional space.
Right.
Whereas irritation, or what was the other one you just said?
Frustration.
Frustration comes more from like an intellectual space. Usually frustration or like irritation comes from like you're having an argument or a conversation and like things just ain't, they don't add up. So now I'm like, I'm frustrated because I'm like, what, logically this don't make sense.
Right.
Angry comes more usually from emotional and passionate places. And me, when I'm frustrated, I really do need a timeout, because I'm like, I'm a high intellectual. I over intellectualize everything. So now I'm trying to, like, the computer's computing all the shit. I'm like, give me a timeout.
Right. No, I listen, and I love people to ask questions, and I even love people to be contrary. But don't be just totally off base with it. Like, don't be off base. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage your own emotions and the emotions of others. It is generally said to include 3 skills: emotional awareness, the ability to harness emotions and apply them to tasks like thinking and problem solving, and the ability to manage emotions, which includes regulating your own and cheering up or calming down other people. Emotional intelligence gives you languaging and observational skills to be able intelligence. Right. I was able to turn from the radio and focus into Mimi. I tell her, focus into me, and then we're able to build intelligence. Alright?
If also, it's hard to be empathetic in a what I want to say in a functional way if you don't have emotional intelligence. You know, you might be able to identify how someone else is feeling, but to be actually empathetic in a way that's beneficial to you both, like I said, co-regulating, identify how someone else is feeling, empathize, and then be able to join them in to help them, you know, regulate their emotions. Okay, I join in Mimi's sadness or sorrow or frustration or whatever to be able to help bring her back to be centered. That's co-regulating. But if you don't have emotional intelligence, you're just gonna look at her and be like, oh, she's sad, darn, and like turn over here.
Nice.
You're not able to be empathetic. A lot of that like vocabulary and all those strategies came from autistic kids. Because they realize they miss social cues, they're not identifying and communicating. So,
Right. This is good shit. I love these kind of conversations. And contrary to popular belief, I want people to challenge what's being said here. Is it a, let me just say, is it an unrealistic expectation to desire a partner who wants to be a lifelong learner? And when I say lifelong learner, I don't mean always enrolled at the local university, which I'm not shooting on that either, but I'm saying someone who is always trying to discover more about themselves. Is that an unrealistic expectation? Because how many people have you seen plateau in their lives? Read a few books and think they know everything. Sometimes the book is the prison. You understand? Sometimes you don't need a book. Sometimes you need to be outside the book in order to really gain an understanding.
Right.
You know, so it's very interesting when I'm looking at these expectations that we put on our partner, but I need to know what the new relationship goals for the new millennium will be.
Yeah.
Especially for y'all ladies. Jesus Christ. We got callers on the line. Caller! You're on the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from? I need you to turn your entire life down. Please turn it down just a taste. What's happening? Man, I'm alive, man. What's happening with you, bro? Thank you, fam. Alright, now what's up, bro? Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, I got an expectation for you. You tell me if it's unrealistic. Is it unrealistic that as it pertains to educating your children, is it unrealistic to have the goal that they should one day be able to teach you? Good shit. I like it. I love it. Callers, get to your phone line. Thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it. Get to your phone line now. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. A lot of people call in and hang up because we don't get to you in a quick enough manner. You have to understand, I need you to hold on, and then I'll grab you. 323-230-4610. I think I'm going to go to a quick little break. Let's see if I got Chase Skizza on the line. Chase Skizza, give us a 30-second break. We'll be back at 2.2. We're talking about unrealistic expectations versus relationship goals. Hashtag, let's build a great one. Serena and her dude. Jay-Z. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll be back at 2.2.
Yeah.
He not black, so.
Serena.
I'm Zoe Williams, a voice of reason. Your relationship is in trouble. I'm the dude to call.
With her big
You
booty.
are tuned in to the voice of reason. The big host house is your host this evening here. So Williams, many, many topics. Talk about everything, ain't nothing not a
Like I
podcast.
can play.
Religion and music to maximize
Look, it look like I could play
How to
for
tell
real.
if your relationship is toxic.
Nigga ain't playing shit.
On path, we can stop it. Knowledge is like the beat and we drop it. So tune in and get you some wisdom. From square guests to niggas that's just out of prison. So whether you're saint, sinner, or heathen, get you some
You
growth
too?
game from the voice
That's
of
why I
reason.
really don't want to go to the J Spot tonight.
What's that?
It's a comedy club because it's a comedy rock convention right now, and my mentor is in town. She like discovered Chris Tucker, Dave Chappelle, all of them. You see her in my Instagram, Tina Graham. That's the one. You probably heard of her. But she's like, come up here, hang out with me, and I'm like, she's like, I don't care what you got on, you better come. So I'm gonna go up there. Cause I was like, you know, I'm coming from work, and if I go home.
Going to sleep.
And I can't wear what I want to wear to a comedy club to my job.
Right.
You know? I can, but who wants to be dressed up all damn day?
Right. I try to bring her fancy clothes.
I stay with my bags in my car, like ready to change wardrobe.
Yeah, see, if my car was cool, I wouldn't even trip. I just drive home, change, and
That's
go.
how we're in the car for the rest of the summer. Like, who knows who else will want to be there?
I still, if I had my car, I would go home and change. It's just, that's too much, you know? Because once I get home, I'm going to be sitting around. You already know. I'd be like, girl, but tomorrow we going over here for sure. Mimi. I told her at noon we going to go over there. That's who I want you to get the clothes, buy the clothes.
Okay.
Here, look through her. You can look through her Instagram when we're done.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is back in the building. Woo. Lord have mercy, man. It's these type of topics, man, that could change the whole situation. Hashtag relationship goals. Damn, is it an unrealistic goal to want a partner that makes you happy? Or is happiness solely your responsibility?
That part.
Maybe we have to recontextualize what being with someone that we enjoy means. Eesh. Are they a drug, a stimulant? Or are they just supposed to be a participant in your happiness?
Right.
Gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your hashtag relationship goals? I want to hear from you. Call us right now, 323-230-4610. Call, you're on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You gotta turn your life down. Your life is banging. Turn your life down. Call her, you're on the line. What's happening, man? What's the word?
Ghetto.
What's up, man?
Ghetto is a
You on the line, bro. Talk to me. She make you happy, what?
Hey, she got that ghetto love.
That's right.
That's it? That's,
Ah, you
all
want
right,
to shoot
cool.
a shot.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call, Pimp. We gonna holler. Yeah, see, Mimi, you done made somebody happy. That disproved my whole shit. This nigga happy. Called in to talk to you, girl.
That's right. I appreciate the love too. Shout out to him for
You
sure.
dig? Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? What's happening, famo? Who is this? D-Nice from the Shy. What's up, fam?
What up, D Nice?
D nice.
Corey Corey stupid.
He's rude.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me.
Mm.
Mm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the call, brother. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. You're listening to The Voice of Reason. Tonight's topic, man, hashtag relationship goals. Are you a goal digger or a gold digger? If you digging for gold, it better be within yourself.
Man.
Right.
Motherfuckers. Okay, we're back to it. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller. 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 Pussy ass phone. 323-230-4610. That's the number to dial. 323-230-4610. Listen, my YouTubers who are in my chat room checking us out. Listen, you're not going to be able to hear the callers at all, my friends. You're not going to be able to hear the callers at all unless you open up another browser and go to dashradio.com/talk. That's the easiest way to watch us and hear us crystal clear, all right? The reason why you're not hearing us is because we don't have all the apparatus plugged in so you can hear the callers and all of that. We're just, what am I doing this from? I'm doing this from my iPhone. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you're calling from? Get at your boy. Zoe Williams in the building. Let's go. Sheboygan. Boygan. Yeah, he's from Sheboygan.
Did you just say is that a real place? Oh, okay.
What's up, bro? Talk to me, man.
I thought that was fake.
Right. All right, so watch this. You're a goal, you're a goal digger because your goal is to find somebody broken
Right.
so you can feel important. You in the dig? And a lot of times when you're a rescuer, Captain Save 'em, right? And listen, Captain Saving can be Captain Save a Hoe or Captain Save a Bro.
Right, that
You
part.
dig?
That's right.
You dig? Because people, those rescuer types, you dig? There's a need to feel needed.
Right.
And that is what they're really in relationship with, is their need to feel needed. There's a book I want you to get right now, written by Mary C. Lamia and Marilyn J. Krieger. It's called The White Knight Syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Rescuing yourself from your need to rescue others.
Ooh.
Hella slapper. I had him on my show a few times. Hella slapper. The White Knight Syndrome. You just want somebody to need you, boy. Well, let me go deeper for a second. You know who needs you more than your need to feel needed? You. You need you. You need you to step in and save yourself. But that's the one person you don't want to save because you are identified as being a rescuer and having the need to feel wanted. You got to break up with that need if you want to liberate
Right.
yourself from that cycle. Does that make sense? Say what? Sure. Listen, this is my need. I'm gonna break this down. I've never been like a rescuer type.
Right.
However, I've always been concerned with the welfare of other people.
Right.
But see, the difference between, I would say, a healer and a helper is they are keenly aware of the person who is willing to do the work. See,
Okay.
a healer and a helper will walk away from the unwilling.
Right.
You're like, fuck that. You don't really want this life. You don't want this work. Then I'm going to change my phone number and never talk to you again.
Ooh.
Because I don't need holes in my cipher who are constantly asking for the advice, asking for the wisdom, but never implementing it.
Right.
Right.
See, that's the difference. You see, a rescuer is with a motherfucker for the purpose of being needed, and they will get rid of a motherfucker who no longer needs them. They'll be like, okay, I'm not in the same position of importance. I need to be needed. And the moment you stop needing me, this is why you see a lot of people who are rescuers sabotage the success of the person that is that they're helping.
Right.
They be like, I don't want this nigga to get that job. I don't want this motherfucker to really come up, because if they really come up, they don't need me no more. I'm not like that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'll walk away from a motherfucker who don't want to do some shit on its own.
Right. Me too.
Oh, you don't want to do this shit? Nigga, fuck you, bye.
Right.
I'm not the nigga to talk to, nigga. Fuck you, bye.
Right.
That part.
Listen, I didn't have full out relationship with manipulating, using motherfuckers. Because in turn, I was manipulating and using myself. But that didn't turn my eyes off. You in the dig? And once I realized, oh, you'll suck my dick so you can get a vocabulary. So you can know how to speak it. You in the dig? Like, oh, that's part of your mask now. So you get to go out and front like me,
Right.
not knowing that I'm in shambles. I'm just in your opinion, less shambles than you. But little do you know, I'm in more shambles than you. And here you are mimicking a worse situation. You know what I did? Does that make sense, brother? All right, man. It's all good. Caller, you're on the line. Stop bullshitting. Oh. I knew they was bullshitting. That's why I said it. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Somebody call me right now. Somebody said, Zoe is my gateway to uninsanity.
Wow.
That's
Sounds
funny.
like it's true.
That's fucking hilarious. The fuck is uninsanity? You know what? Let's take a little
Insaneness.
music break. I just need 30 seconds of this.
Oh, shoot.
Turn it up, bro. Cause we dropping bombs right now. Hey, let's super chat here this track that's playing right now. Turn it up.
We got a donation, North Carolina. Oh, shit.
I smell it. That's what that was.
All right, bring me back. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is in here, turned up, man. This shit is fire tonight. Relationship goals. Is it a realistic relationship goal to say to yourself, we should prepare for the moment when we grow apart?
Shit just got real.
It happens to some of us,
Right.
It's gonna
most
happen.
of us,
It's gonna happen.
a lot of us.
Mhm.
But nobody walks into that relationship thinking, what's my grow apart contingency?
Mhm.
I've actually thought about that.
I need to know from now. I need to hear from y'all. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. I'm in here with the ladies. They talking that real shit right now. Ladies,
Oh, well,
what's your grow apart contingency? How do you broach that conversation, and when do you have it?
I think that's a conversation you have when you feel it starting. Because you know what you're going through. You know what your partner's going through. And they might not be aware that you're having a moment where you're not feeling them. And that's when that conversation needs to be had. And it's a hard conversation to have. And me and my ex-husband had it, and it led to our divorce. But we sat down like two human beings and talked about it. I asked him straight out, do you feel like you want to be married anymore? And he told me, I feel like I'm holding you back. I feel like I need to do this and this. And we came to the conclusion that divorce was the best option for us because there was we didn't have a problem sexually. We didn't have a problem not getting along. It's just our life goals were in two different places at the time. But we were honest enough with each other to let each other go.
Tiff?
Well, my answer actually roots in something that I heard Joelle say when I was driving over here. I was listening, I just wasn't here. But where she said, I think it was something along the lines like you should always, enjoy each other's presence, basically, or like have chemistry. And I didn't necessarily agree with that because my grandma, someone in the chat room was like, oh, people are getting married after 2 months. It's very realistic. It's possible to do that. My grandparents knew each other for 2 months and got married the last 49 years. But my grandma said this, she's like, you should always love them, but you will not always like them. And that was really critical to me and how I conducted myself in a relationship because that's realistic. And so I actually think you should have the conversation about growing apart in the beginning because it's going to happen. You're not going to grow at the same pace as your partner, period. It's literally impossible. It's not a realistic goal. So to talk about that up front, what happens when or if we do start growing apart? Are we going to try to sit through it? Because you can grow back together.
Right.
That
You know
can
what I'm
happen.
saying? And so that's why I like people like Beyonce and Jay-Z and Cardi B and Will Smith and Jada. The thing they have in common is freedom. Screw what society thinks or judges us on. We gonna live our relationship the way we live it with freedom to communicate what the fuck is going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's where you communicate that in the beginning of the relationship. We are not gonna always be at the same place. Duh.
So it shouldn't be done like the way I did it.
Oh, your way could definitely work. at least you had the conversation. Most people just get upset and sit in bitterness, and that's why we see really ugly divorces. But I think if you communicate it in the beginning and you know the expectation isn't and the fantasy isn't we always going to be in the same place, to acknowledge like, oh, we have the freedom to grow at our own pace. It's not going to be the same. But what do we do when we feel like, oh, the difference or the distance in our paces is us being apart?
Right.
Are we just going to sit through it? We going to vibe it? Because you can be apart for some months or years. But that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have love or you don't have a good relationship. And I think that's the fantasy we all hold. Like, oh, we should like each other all the time.
That's not
like,
what I meant, though.
Oh, no, I know that's not what you meant. But that's like
Why'd
what
you
triggered
bring it
that
up
thought
then?
process. I said it when I started. I was like, what she said, I didn't necessarily agree with in that moment. And it made me have this thought.
I was just trying to figure it out. I was like, that's not what I meant.
Because that's why the fantasy is rooted for particularly millennials. Like, we've taught them, like, oh, it should be good all the time, blah, blah, blah. We haven't given them a skill. Like, nah, it's not going to be good all the time. And, no, you're not going to even, like you said, you're going to grow apart. That's natural. Part of relationship.
I fuck with that.
Me too.
Angry Smurf, speak on it.
I don't think that's true though.
Well,
like
speak on
when
it.
you
I
said
like
that
it.
millennials don't like we teach them that, because I don't think that that's being taught that we're gonna always like each other. I think it's compromise that's being taught. Like you are not gonna always agree, but because what I hear all the time is like millennials are too quick to give up. They're too quick to just like on to the next, and they don't sit through something. Once it's a problem, they want to like, they say like, just leave, like, fuck this, I ain't dealing with it. But and they're saying no, that's not the way to do it. It is like you're not going to always agree, but you have to compromise and you have to communicate, and you can't just run away every time there's a problem. So my whole thing was like saying like, yes, just having that genuine chemistry and like having a connection, just like you have a best friend, like just like you have you're close to a family member, or if you have a favorite cousin or whoever. That's the chemistry that I'm talking about, to where little shit doesn't make you be like, no.
Bye.
And you buy. So that's kind of where I was coming from, and I think that that's something that the younger generation, even some I consider mine or whoever, that we all need to work on, because I feel like in the day and age we are in now, it's not even a millennial or back in the day. I think because of the day and age we are in now, we have social media, we have all these outlets, we have phones and things like that, to where it's easy to just meet someone new. It's easy to just, like, easily find someone new to talk to today if you want to. You dump somebody, you can find somebody today through social media. So I think that's what's the problem. And now it's like, you drop one, not get another one. Like, one, like, what? It's like rappers say it all the time, some left, 15 more coming, some shit like that. But it's like, that type of mentality is the problem. And that's why it's like, no one wants to even have a real have a real connection, because you can't even get that far.
Man.
You're right about that, because
that was Angry Smurf, ladies and gentlemen. One of I was taken aback because she said about 2,000 words right there.
More than she's ever
said.
See, I
really appreciate it.
every time I try, it's some shit you guys say.
I'm just saying it. I appreciate it.
Go Mimi.
I appreciate it. I fucking appreciate it. This shit was amazing.
Yes,
That
it was.
That nigga went on a 2,000 word run.
You done?
Angry Smurf, we love you.
No, you don't.
Thank you for talking. Mimi.
Well, I feel like
Well.
it was a lot said, so I'm just sucking up which direction I should roll with it. But I think that in a relationship, communication is number one. And I think if they're your best friend, and if you guys have built a foundation where you guys communicate, respect each other, and have a oneness that no one can see and no one can break, I feel like that person there, you can talk to if there is a problem when it arises. When that problem arises, you guys, allow everyone to speak and also listen to what your mate is saying. A lot of times people just want to talk and don't want to listen to what the other mate is saying. So I think listening is part of the key, because your mate might be communicating something to you that you're also doing, and that would also make them act different, or vice versa. So I think that off the top, communication, respect, love, and also a situation where you're building something together. You may not be in the same field, but you're always congratulating or communicating how well that person is doing, or you may see things on the internet to help that person, whatever it is, that you're constantly in their corner, although you may not be in their field. I think they should feel that you have their back 100%. And I think when you do that, nothing can stop that type of relationship, because when there's a problem, you both feel that hiccup in the relationship. It's like an elephant in the room. And then I think at that point you address the elephant, and then you can move on.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
True or false? Relationships are based on authentic people in everyday situations. The best version of you is the real version of you. Now, how does that pertain to relationship goals? There are a lot of people who expect their partner to be honest 100%.
No.
Is that a realistic relationship?
Oh my
God. Because here's the thing. To lie is human. Kids lie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And kids lie before they get taught how to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dig?
Right.
Why do kids lie for the most part? For the most part, why are kids lying?
Disappointment. It's not even consequences. They know they've inflicted disappointment.
So, in a way, they're trying to protect themselves from the disappointment of the parent.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to lie to protect myself.
Yeah.
Most people lie to protect themselves.
Yes.
It's a human nature.
Yes.
Or to protect you.
Well, that's
not a kid's response. That's an adult response.
Yes, that's been one of the men's famous, I'm lying to protect you. You don't really want to know what this dick has been through.
And you probably don't.
All right, just understand that you my favorite cubby hole.
Cubby hole.
But you don't want to know the wars this dick has fought. No, I'm just saying, like, in terms of this expectation, this goal, this relationship goal, is it realistic to expect your partner to be fully honest?
I think that that's a very unrealistic statement, because you can't expect a human being to be anything less than a human being.
Bam! Say it with your grown ass. You done
I'm just saying, you cannot expect a human to be any different than any other human on this planet. We don't want to lie, but sometimes it just comes out before you've even put thought into it. When people put thought into the lie to their spouse, that's a problem, because you're really hiding some shit. But if it comes out, it's just because you know that person's pattern. You know what they get angry at. You know what they get happy about. So it's like what you said and what Tiff said. It's about disappointment. We don't want to disappoint our spouse by letting them know this pussy got dry, nigga.
She went there.
This pussy got dry.
Oh
Nigga, you're not doing it right. No.
I would say sometimes honesty might be an okay expectation, but not full disclosure. That's like, we say like not telling the full truth or withholding the truth is lying. But also like that's why I go into relationships. I'm like I'm really honest. Like I will full-heartedly hurt your feelings if you make me. Like, and I was kind of raised with that as how we operate and I will tell you the truth to whatever you ask me about. But be very thoughtful about if you really want to know what you're asking about.
Right.
I was raised with a very criminalized brother. And so part of how he protected me was to not know. Don't ask me what I'm doing, because then I'm going to have to tell you, and now you can't deny it, because now you know. So that's where a lot of relationships, like we can claim ignorance or whatever, because we just didn't ask the questions. Now, it's not a healthy standard necessarily, but there's so many fucking flaws in that strategy. But that's how I tell people I live. I'm like, I will tell you the answer to any question, honestly, you ask me. But you may not really be prepared for the answer I'm going to tell you. People be like, do you share your body count? Hell yeah. But do you want to hear what it is? Because it's definitely fucking higher than you want it to
What'd
be.
you say? Your
Your
what?
body
Oh,
count.
body count.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like, I will tell you the number. I have no problem. But do you really want to know the number?
You can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying? So I think in regards to that, it's like, please be honest, especially when it's serious stuff. But I think people really need to be more critical thinkers in regards to, do you want to know the things you're asking? Women go into first dates with the fucking clipboard of 100 questions.
I
Bitch,
agree.
do you really want to know all that shit on the first date? Some of that stuff needs to naturally come out
Exactly.
over time as you're able to process it, and if you've decided you want to be with this person.
Let me break this down really quick. Deceit, lying, and falsehoods lie,
Yep.
play on words, at the very heart of our cultural heritage.
Yes.
Even the founding myth of the Judeo-Christian tradition, the story of Adam and Eve, revolves around a lie.
Yes.
We have been talking, writing, and singing about deception ever since Eve told God, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Our seemingly insatiable appetite for stories of deceptions span the extremes of cultures, from King Lear to Little Red Riding Hood. I'm reading the synopsis of a book of an author who was on my show. I read this book about 5 times. It's an amazing book. It's called Why We Lie. The Evolutionary Roots of Deception and the Unconscious Mind by David Livingstone. I'm going to cut and paste this and put it in the chat room so you guys can see.
Right.
Why We Lie. That's why when I see anybody, men or women, I can't stand no liar. I be like, what fucking illusion are you living in?
Right.
You can't possibly think your ass is sitting around here lieless.
Or we could never have surprise birthday parties or get our kids Christmas presents or shit like that if you didn't lie to each other. Because why? You
Right.
couldn't hide the surprise, which is eventually going to lead to happiness. Like,
First
you don't
off-
be glad I lied about some shit because tell her, bitch.
Right. Because here's another thing. Being polite is a form of lying. Pretense. Being pretentious. You know grandmama's house smells like Depend and Ensure.
Oh,
Not my grandma.
You know that. But you tell them kids, because you know the kids going, I don't want to hug her. She stinks.
Kids be painfully honest.
You understand?
They painfully
And we pull the honesty out of them by telling them to be polite. Sometimes being polite is a form of deception.
No.
Yes.
yes, it can be. I
Yeah.
agree.
Telling people they got a cute baby, goddamn well know that's an ugly ass baby.
Ain't nobody telling people they got ugly babies.
I don't say stuff like that. I just won't say anything about
Me
the way the
either,
baby look.
amen.
I just
So-
I'm like, oh, look at this outfit. Where'd you
Right.
get it from? Oh
right,
my gosh, I love
exactly.
it.
You can still be polite without lying.
But that's technically deception. You ain't telling the
Omission.
truth.
But the outfit
Oh,
is
the
cute.
outfit's
no,
cute.
the
No,
outfit
that's
is
true.
cute.
That's what I'm saying. You don't gotta-
Me be telling the truth. She like, I'm just gonna talk about this outfit.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna say,
You
oh,
did a
that's
good
so
job.
cute.
But again, in a court of law, omission is a form of lying.
Yes.
But what's the
So
point of
it's
pointing out that they
plausible
I can't
ugly?
hear you unless you're talking in the mic, badass.
What is the point of pointing out the baby ugly? That's not. That's just an opinion. That doesn't mean I'm lying. Like you really
Don't
thought
make
it
me
was ugly.
listen. Don't make me get on YouTube right now and Google ugly baby pictures.
You know what?
Okay, but I'm
No,
saying
you're
like
not.
having an opinion about it, whether
I
somebody's
just-
ugly or not, don't mean I can have a friend and I think she's not cute, but she's still my friend. I still love her.
But,
I don't like. What is the
but
problem
would you
with
tell her
that?
she's cute? Boom.
Girl, you
Boom.
look cute today because that's the best she has done.
Like, Casey.
You know?
I compliment the goodness in the one day.
Exactly, right. You
Today,
know,
all that makeup helped you.
right.
Okay, Zoe just proved his own point. That is so deceptive.
It's not.
I just don't comment on my less attractive friend's appearance because I ain't gonna lie
Well,
to the bitch.
Exactly.
I'm just not. I have a friend where she is built like SpongeBob. Okay? She be cute in the face, but her body's terrible. So when she asks me about outfits, I be like,
If you don't get your posturepedic built ass, I'm sorry.
Let's
I'm like, but your makeup is banging. but I ain't gonna say shit about this terrible
That's
outfit
the same
on your
thing.
SpongeBob ass body, cause I'm gonna have to hurt your feelings. I'm not gonna lie to you. Omission is still deception. I'm still lying to her, but I'm definitely I'm not gonna be like you cute. No.
Didn't mom and dad and grandmama teach us deception when they said, listen,
You can't say something nice. Don't say nothing at all. Deception.
See, I was raised different because my godmother is a Gemini. She partly raised me. My mother's a Libra. So I'm raised by 2 air sign women and a Cancer man. They didn't bite their fucking tongues. If the baby wasn't cute, my godmother, the Gemini, June 2nd, well, that's an interesting looking little fellow. You know,
That's my grandma.
and you be like, you know what, Mom? She be like, they don't want this fade. Ain't that what y'all say? They don't want to catch this. No, the baby's interest. Don't ask her nothing unless you wanted to know the truth.
My mother was Aries. She would just say it.
Oh,
I can't wait till this baby just grow into his cuteness.
see,
You know, my mother would just say shit at the Thanksgiving table. Are you sure this one of ours?
That's my mama.
That's my mama
That's
too.
my mama too. My mama got a lot to say, okay?
That's hilarious because my grandma would say the same thing. She get real irritated when people be like, the baby look like so-and-so or so-and-so. My grandma would just be like, the baby look like itself. Like, it don't look like nobody. It look like itself.
See, your grandma was nice because my godmother would have said, that baby don't look nothing like nobody in this house. That little funny looking.
Oh, no.
And to shift, the other trick bag in relationship goals is trust. Is it unrealistic to come to the table and just say, I'm not always going to trust you? And I know you're not going to always trust me. Can we make space to stay together while not trusting each other? I think that's a realistic expectation or a realistic relationship goal. There are going to be times where I just don't trust you. Mimi, go ahead.
I was going to say it depends on what I can't trust you for. Now, if you're going into the
go.
bank account, taking up all the money, and it's time to pay the bills, and we're lacking in some areas, and you're putting us in a deficit, that's a problem with type of trust. Because now I can't trust you with our funds. I can't trust what you would do with our money. And you're not even doing smart stuff. You're out drinking drinks, popping bottles, and you're not buying the bottles for the house. So my point that I'm making is that I think trust is important. The conversation is important, but it just depends on what do I not trust you about. I mean, do I wonder what you're doing with the little kids and stuff? Why, what am I not trusting? I'm just saying, what am I not trusting? Am I not trusting that you're out with the same girl that keep texting you every night, you don't come home, and she texts you? What is it that I don't trust you for? That makes a difference on how far we can go with it. Because if it's something like the money thing and you're constantly doing it and we're about to lose everything we got, that's a problem.
But how much of mistrust is predicated on fear and insecurity? We have to deal with
a lot. Oh, yes, a lot.
Because sometimes the shit ain't real.
Right. No, sometimes it's in your mind. So obviously, if it's something like that, where you're just kind of making up your own story and the story's not even so, then that's a different situation.
That's what I'm trying to bring to the table, because there is a certain level of relationship anxiety if you've been through shit that hasn't been reconciled.
Right. And then I think when that happens, the things that have not been reconciled, then it needs to be addressed, because if it's never addressed, it lingers.
Right.
If you never communicate, hey, this bothers me to the point where I'm uncomfortable, even though you my boo, I love you, but it's something about the situation that help me out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. And I think that talking about it and going through how a person feels can help them work that situation out.
Right, because a person who is depressed is a perfect example of whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. Or as a man thinketh, so is he. Because they begin to see shit that makes them depressed that isn't actually there.
Right.
They begin to create scenarios that isn't there. Why didn't that person look at me?
Right.
What's wrong with me? Why didn't that person acknowledge me? Is there something wrong with me? You get what I'm saying? So again, if you're in a relationship with somebody who hasn't reconciled their issues, or who hasn't taken the cues, because a lot of times people reject the relationship lessons that come to them. I had a sister here today as I was doing a promo for this show. She was asking me, do I have to deal with the BS?
Duh.
That's your motherfucking right.
Everybody do.
Right.
BS. Bullshit. We all know bullshit stinks. But bullshit is the gift that smells real bad.
Right.
You got to deal with the stank of it to get the thanks of it.
Right. Bullshit.
Going through some shit will leave you.
Right.
You got to go through the stank of it to get to the thanks of it.
Right.
I know you niggas don't understand the hustle is real out here. A lot of people don't want to go through no bullshit. You spend so much time avoiding the bullshit that you're also avoiding the lesson.
Yes.
Now, motherfuckers want to make a big deal out of it. Jay-Z said it, but I said it first. The lesson is the blessing.
Yes.
They're not two separate things.
Yes.
Right.
You understand? They're not two separate things. And so many people, what in communication, Tiffany,
Yes.
what style of communication creates more conflict? Now, you know we have collaborative, cooperative, combative, avoidant, and of course they're not monolithic.
Right.
They're more.
People assume it's combative, but it's actually avoidant.
It's avoidant.
Yeah, avoidant causes the most communication issues.
So if bullshit is magnetized into your life and you're now avoiding the bullshit, are you not creating more conflict?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The bullshit came to your life because you called it.
Right.
What about you called bullshit to you?
That you already have bullshit. Your bullshit is like literally a bullshit magnet. Now it's just like collecting more bullshit.
Wow.
You know?
Nobody want to see that. Everybody want to run from bullshit.
And trust and confidence are very similar, as in they're equivalent to experience.
Mm-hmm.
You have confidence in things you have experience with, positive experience more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so your trust comes from a place of having experience with, whether it's healthy relationships, dealing with other people, communication, not having, people steal from you or some other shit. But once you've experienced something that makes you mistrust, now you have mistrust. So you go into a relationship, and that to tell your partner there's going to be times that I don't trust you is not a reflection of them. And that's how you know if you have a mature partner.
Right.
It's a reflection of yourself.
To
Exactly.
me, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a relationship goal, to be able to walk into a situation to say, this relationship is secure enough for me to be uncertain about how I feel about you.
Exactly.
About if I trust you or not. Everybody is so fucking scared to get played and to lose that they think putting catchwords like, do you love me?
Ugh.
Do you trust me?
Right.
Like, they think if all that shit is, yes, I trust you. Yes, I love you. Well, I can let my guard down and suck your dick.
Why he sound like a sharecropper though?
Oh my goodness, that's funny. But I had made a point a while ago that just because I may not trust you doesn't mean I can't be loyal to you.
How about it?
So,
Right.
and that's the conversation I like to have with people. Just because I may have moments of mistrust with you, as you may have with me, doesn't mean I'm not being loyal to you. I can
Right.
still have your best interest in mind. I can still be part of this team, although I'm having mistrust.
Right.
And most importantly, let me articulate what the mistrust is, because again, it comes from me. I'm dealing with this with someone that I deal with right now. Like, listen, me having trust issues is from my past and my experience. No, and this person's super frustrated. He's like, that ain't nothing to do with me. I'm like, exactly. You're making my point for me. No, you was probably a quality human being, but my mistrust comes from my experience.
Right.
And I'm just letting you know I'm working through it and letting you know that's what I'm doing.
That's a grown-ass relationship right there.
Yeah,
Look,
this is a
she
fucked
grown.
up mess. This one. We working through this shit.
I got a question. So, do you think it's better to wait until you have dealt with those issues, as opposed to saying I'm working on it, you gonna have to work with me because I got these issues?
I think it depends on where you're at, and even in Zoe's book, it talks about the cocoon phase and when you should isolate and work on it on your own. And then there's problems that you can only really work on in the context of relationship. with Cocoon. I did that. I took that time, and now I'm like, well, now the only way to really know if the triggers are still there, or like if I'm really in a place to work on it, is to jump in that shit, which is terrifying, by the way. Like, yeah, I'm casually dating, but there's a few people like we are really more serious, and I'm like, okay, we is just fighting through this shit. Like, this is you know, it's a little war zone, but as long as they're willing to be patient with me and I'm patient with them, okay, cool. It's gonna be dope on the other side.
Yeah, you let us know how this turns out. No.
Everybody trying. They think it's gonna break them up.
Men.
No, men and women.
Yeah.
Scared to read the book. Oh no, we good. We fine.
Because like we just talked about, using a book to grow is likely you're not at the same place. You're probably reading your partner aren't at the same place.
Right.
But just because you're at the same place, again, this is what I talked about. You can be apart and not need to separate. And the book helps you figure that out.
Right.
Are we so apart that we need to separate, or are we both are okay with, and knowing someday we'll probably, the difference between not on the same page and have an argument or a problem. Like, you don't have to have a problem to be disconnected.
Right. Man, I can smoke all of that, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to The Voice of Reason, Zoe Williams. I'm in here with these very beautiful and intelligent women. They have all contributed massively to tonight's topic. So delicious in their ways. I love it. The topic is relationship goals. Real and false. A lot of people got a lot of false relationship goals for real, man. Be out here bullshit. Be out here just making up shit. Sabotaging their relationships because they refuse, and I mean refuse, motherfuckers. They refuse to just say, be safe. Everybody want to be safe. Reality of it is, that's not. There is no safety.
Got that right.
Safety is just another word for trust. Right? Trust implies the absence of fear. Oh shit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't love where there's fear. I know. I didn't make up the rules.
I didn't think you did.
I didn't make up the rules. So you motherfuckers cozied up with trust, not knowing you brought motherfucking fear into the damn game. I know. Gosh. Scared to lose your man, scared to lose your woman. You think you can fuck them in the stand? There's women out there who think they can fuck and suck a nigga in the stand now.
Ooh, I tried.
You said the right word though, suck a nigga.
Fuck and suck a nigga in the
Oh,
stand.
fuck and suck. I thought you said fuck a sucker nigga.
No, that's not I know I said that's what you heard. But that's cool. I see how you translate shit now.
It's tight.
A lot of people, man, fuck a drive, fuck a suck you to stay. No, that ain't gonna do it.
Right.
Because he'd be a sucker if he stayed.
Well, if he was already planning on leaving, that ain't gonna change the whole situation. Somebody else is probably sucking and fucking already too. So.
Yeah, they did.
And he'll still fuck you. And he will still fuck you.
Right.
Goodbye.
And
From
still,
experience, this is correct.
and still go be with the girl.
He'll fuck you one good last time just to make sure he got it out of his system.
Right.
Not even good last time. I think not everybody, but a good majority of people who have one foot out the door. Like, in my experience, what happened when you kind of find out and you're like, well, I'm gonna try to make it work. You try harder sexually. They don't let that linger as long as you let it linger. Why wouldn't they just have two flavors at the same time? You know what I mean? I've been on both sides of that, on that opportunity, and yeah, it's like, oh, they're trying even harder. Well, fuck it. I'll keep both of you as long as you're both trying. Shit. You know, so that's the sexual part, that's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work. They just gonna keep taking it until you stop.
He gonna be like,
There's gonna be two of y'all.
my new bitch like it doggy style.
Oh, Jesus. I can't compete with that.
My new bitch likes it.
Doggy style, I can hit it from behind, but I'm not taking it to the butt. So, yeah, I'm gonna lose to that bitch every time.
Where are
Oh
we?
wait.
Yeah, we just. I didn't know that was what doggy style meant either.
It's not anal.
No, I was just making the
Anal.
clarification.
Oh, okay.
No, doggy style is not anal.
Yes.
Where are we?
I was like, damn, you don't like it from the back?
Everybody likes it. I have a huge ass. That was terrible.
Who said I like it all?
Where are we? Ladies and gentlemen, where are we?
We are on the voice of reason.
Reindeer games, the ladies are talking about it. They going for it. They going for it. God damn. Is it
It's my bad. I
see
started.
where this went? Oh, shit.
Oh man.
Well, y'all ladies are a trip, man. I try to learn from you. I mean, I listen to you. I think-
Right. Clarify. You don't learn. You listen.
Oh, he probably learning
No,
a few things too.
I learned though. You can believe that shit. Yeah, you can believe that. I learned, goddammit. You know, it may take me a few lessons, but I learned, goddammit.
We learning too.
We definitely learning.
I just want y'all to know, like, a lot of the shit we believe just be dumb.
Yes.
You know, like, you never gonna change and all that kind of bullshit, and we gonna love happily ever after doesn't exist unless it exists within you first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you think it's a realistic relationship goal, right,
Mm-hmm.
to have this in sickness and in health concept?
I don't believe that's unrealistic.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't think it's unrealistic either.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, it's difficult.
Once you decide you're gonna be with the person,
Yeah.
you know they're gonna get sick one day. I mean, everybody gets sick. Everybody has issues at some point. It's just like what you and Tiff just talked about. You're not gonna trust everybody all the time.
But that's how you know they down with you.
In the same way, you know they're down with you if they get sick or if they get crippled or if they, because people say they want a love that's gonna last. What if that man gets hit by a car tomorrow? You are in love with him right now.
Well, take the actor Christopher Reeves.
Right.
Yeah.
His wife was there to the
Right.
duration.
I mean, he went from Superman one day.
To yes, this is Christopher Walken. Not Walken, but Reeves. I'm not making fun of him. I'm
Yeah,
just
you are.
saying.
Yeah, you're a comedian. That's what
But,
you're doing.
but I was trying to
That's
be.
cool. You went for it. You went for it.
But for
It's
real.
very distasteful.
Yeah. Okay, but it's true.
We love Superman.
We do love
Up
Superman.
and away.
I don't like the new Superman. I like him. But the problem is that, you know, when people get sick, you can't. I watched my auntie basically just cheat on her man to death when he got crippled. You know,
Wow.
because his
But so let me angle it this way.
okay.
Is it a realistic relationship goal to say, if I ever get sick and my genitalia ceases to function,
That part.
you get to get swiped down or cootered up?
Right.
That's not unrealistic.
That's why I said I feel like relationships.
We still together,
Yeah.
I don't have a
but
problem.
you get to have fun partners.
I would go ahead if he had, if I had a malfunction, I would go ahead and let him do him.
Would
know?
you?
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I would let him do him, and I would want to. You know what? I would be so real about it. I would say, "Well, you like her?" I would want to know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? This shit getting serious, or you just hitting some shit. I mean, really, there's a difference in hitting
Yeah.
some shit and getting serious. So I need to know
Right.
which one are you doing with this lady. You feel me? And if something happened to me, is she gonna be the next in line? I mean, hey, he may be emotionally engaged.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
But okay, so the sickness and health thing, like, to be completely real, I feel like I've been preaching love is freedom. And to be honest, like, of course, if something happens to me, you also have to know your partner. Like, my ex-husband, outside of, like, okay, we're not together anymore, I knew his character, and I knew if something, like, yeah, he took care of me, like, when I got, like, I had a breast lump removed, and I had, like, my tonsils out, or my wisdom teeth pulled. He took care of me, but I'm, like, an extreme thing, he wasn't going to be there because I knew his character for real, and he's not really a nurturer like that.
Wait, I'm confused.
But-
Gemini shit is happening.
No, right. So
Just
I
come in.
knew,
Yeah,
like,
bring it
part of
back
the reason
to
we
me.
didn't have kids is because he's, like, really in his character selfish. He's not an external
Oh.
nurturer. Like, he has never even babysat a kid for more than an hour. Or, well, actually, ever. at 34 years old. He's never literally ever babysat a child. And so.
But you prefaced it by saying he was there for you.
No, he has taken care of me on certain things, like if it's a day or two. But I just knew, like, inside his character, like if it's a long-term thing, like I get dementia and he has to change my diaper, like it's not popping, right? And I could be completely wrong. Maybe in 80 years he's changing his wife's diapers. Like, don't let that reflect this man, like, for real. But as like just an example, there are certain people where just being a long-term nurturer is not in their character. They're not going to do it. And also, that's a really hard role. I don't expect that from everybody. That's why caregivers exist, so you can pay them to do that for you, right? So love is freedom. I think if something happens to me, I would have the communication to express that to my partner. Like, if this is beyond you, let me know so we can release each other. Because love is freedom. Like, if I'm really jacked the fuck up, no, please remarry and do what you need to do. I'll be over here getting wiped down by the nurse.
I hope I never have a patient do it.
You know, me and my family are like forever nurturers. So like, yeah, if something happens to my significant other, I would definitely be there and I would help take care of him. But I would probably, if his junk stopped working, I would probably have that conversation. Like, can I just have a side dick, please? You know, but like, honestly, I'm still gonna take care of you. I'm still gonna like wipe you down.
But
I'm
I
still
think
gonna,
that
you
would
know,
be
whatever.
torture for someone who can't perform anymore. To still be in love with the person, around the person. You get what I'm saying? And then, okay, you can go on out there and get somebody to do what I can't do no more.
And that's where communication and freedom comes in. Like, that's where the dialogue usually comes from. Like, oh, that's why you might separate. Okay, to be that person to say, like, yeah, if you get mauled by a bear and you lose 2 limbs, shit, society has taught us it's wrong to leave after that. But no, like, you're not what I married, and fuck, maybe I don't have the capacity to fucking deal with that, so I'm gonna go.
So
I don't think you're a less person for that. You're being real to you. Like, shit, you're missing 2 limbs, motherfucker.
Okay, so
like,
take the bear out of the equation and put the bear claw in.
Okay.
So say the motherfucker started off skinny.
Right.
And fit. And then all of a sudden, Krispy Kreme and them jumped in.
He turned into this.
And then he turns into a Fatosaurus Rex. So then, are you still justified in bouncing?
Me, I believe so. But you have a conversation about that before it gets to a extreme capacity, and you all understand that as a couple. I also understand staying. You're so in love, the weight doesn't matter. But again, I'm not unrealistic and so judgmental to know, like, it is hard to watch someone, because it's not just their body that changes when you gain weight.
Wow.
You emotionally ate yourself somewhere. Food is really dope and shit, but to go from 160 to 300, which I've watched, and I've been with those people, it's hard as fuck. So something else is going on, and to be your partner through that is hard.
All right, we gotta go. We're at the end of the show. This was amazing. We don't have all the answers. We just have the conversation. I need you guys to continue it at your crib. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I had a ball. The girls were in here. They were wonderful. I appreciate them for contributing to the topic. Listen, we'll be, no show Friday.
No show Friday.
I'm out of town, but I'll be back Monday. Don't be asking me where I'm going. I'll be out. All right, y'all. Got love for y'all. We out. Deuces.